And I often see people, I see people across the lifespan, young people who've decided to wait until they're married to be sexual, people who did wait and got married and found out it wasn't always, cracked up to be, people who really long for and miss kind of the easy, early, vibrant days of sexuality and are struggling a little bit with a more routine kind of relational life or small kids, right? The demands of home and career and all of that. But one of the things I actually see fairly frequently is people, for whatever reason, have lost access to the kind of sex that they were accustomed to being accessible to. And kind of like you were saying, if someone goes through a cancer experience or an injury or, a chronic illness, or they have some kind of a grief or a loss, the kind of sex that they were accustomed to being able to have may not be accessible to them. And that can kick them into anxiety. Am I desirable to you anymore? Right? Are you still going to love me if I can't please you in the same way? If we don't do sex in the, kind of the choreography that we are accustomed to, it feels kind of embarrassing or awkward. I've worked with people and they're like, we've been together for 30 years and we go to touch each other and it feels like we don't know each other anymore because we're trying to rediscover. And so I tell the young people that I work with, start practicing being embodied and being communicative and being creative now, because if your sex life is a one-trick pony, like on demand, a particular script over and over again, if that ever shifts, and our bodies break down, so it does shift for all of us, you're really going to grieve and panic a little bit when that doesn't work the same way for you, right?
Yep.
So this brings us maybe to some of the strategies that I use with people. I have a saying that I tell my clients all the time in my office, which is presence over performance, that we want to be present. Are you present? Asking yourself, checking in when you're imagining being intimate, when your partner is coming close to you or making moves, when you're thinking about touching yourself. Am I here? Am I in my body? Am I noticing what's happening? Or am I somewhere else? Am I thinking about performance or being judged? Or so some somatic grounding techniques, one of the best ways that we can get out of that kind of sympathetic, parasympathetic war, right? Nervous system war that we get into is focusing on senses and sensory experience. So I say to people, if you're feeling really anxious about your genitals, move to a sexual position or experience where the focus maybe isn't on them, so that we're taking the focus for and shifting it a little bit.